The reason Western countries have a higher suicide rate than poverty-stricken countries and war-stricken countries is not because the people living in the Western countries have a more difficult life or have this one burden that people living in poorer countries don't. It's all because these people chase pleasure over anything else. And when you constantly try to make yourself happy all the time, the one time that you won't be able to do it, you'll become depressed. Now, these aren't just my words. These are the words of a renowned scientist from Stanford University by the name of Anna Lembke. She studies the brain, and what she came to realize is that when people pursue pleasure, they get a lot of pain. And that may sound very odd because when you do pleasurable things, you feel good. So how can you get pain out of it? You get pain out of it from the long term, okay? If you eat a cheeseburger today, you won't get fat today. But if you continue eating like this on an unhealthy way, which gives you that pleasure of eating shit, fatty foods, you're gonna gain weight over the long term. So in today's video, I wanna go over a dopamine detox, and this is going to help you reset your brain. It's gonna help you understand what you need to do next. And I think everyone should do a dopamine detox because when I was doing one, I found big benefits, which I'll cover in today's video. So why should you even do a dopamine detox? Well, like I said, it helps you regain your focus. That is huge now because we have the attention spans of a squirrel. It takes 0.3 seconds for a video to grab a person's attention nowadays. That's not even attention anymore. Okay, so you will need to regain your focus. If you want to achieve something in your life, you need to be focused. You can't just continue doing your pleasurable things every day and expect that something's going to happen which you want to happen. It just doesn't work that way. You have to be focused. Doing a dopamine detox will build willpower because at the end of the day, it is hard. It's not something that's easy. If you've been programmed to continuously chase pleasure, it's going to be very hard for you to not do the same actions that led you to feeling miserable in the first place. Like, take for example, if you sit on your phone for 3 hours scrolling, doing nothing on your phone, and that is the reality of most people's lives nowadays when they have nothing to do. They sit on their phone and they do absolutely nothing. You're not gonna feel at all any good after those 3 hours are up. You're just not. Your brain is gonna be fried. You're gonna feel like shit because you're staying in one place. It's just not good for you in general. So why do you even do it? No one knows. You just do it because you're programmed to do it. But that's not what I'm gonna cover in today's video. So it builds willpower because it is hard. This, I think, is probably one of the most important aspects of doing a dopamine detox, which is getting clarity on your goals. If you're not clear on what you want to do, what's the point of even doing anything? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because if, say, you have a goal of losing weight or becoming extremely fit, if you just say you kind of want it but you don't really want it, you're not gonna get there. You have to really want it, and you have to be clear on how you're gonna get there and what you're gonna do in order to get there. Every single step you're gonna take in order to achieve your goals. So get clear on your goals. That's what a dopamine detox will do for you. Now, I've got a statistic here which I want to share with you, but this is just going to clarify and literally highlight how important it is to pursue pain and get pleasure in the long term. Now, this is going to be about a cold plunge, okay? Doing a cold plunge or a cold shower can increase your dopamine for up to 200%. Now, that's the same as snorting cocaine. But except when people do cocaine, the dopamine goes below baseline, which is horrible for you, and you end up feeling like really bad. But doing a cold plunge makes the dopamine last for up to 2 hours. So, in the short term, you're experiencing a lot of pain from the cold shower or the cold plunge because it's difficult. But in the long term, you experience a lot of pleasure. So you need to start pursuing a lot of painful activities in order for you to feel better. Because at the end of the day, if you do, say for example, you've had a long day working and you worked super hard to finish a task. By the end of that day, you felt proud of yourself and you felt like you achieved something in your life. That feeling can be yours every single day if you just pursue pain. So for you to start your own dopamine detox journey, I would recommend for you to follow these non-negotiables, and then I'll give you some of my non-negotiables. First off, do something that sucks every day, okay? Whether it be something you don't like at all, meaning adding another hour of work, or going on a 1 hour walk, or doing a cold plunge if that's what you don't like, okay? Have to do something that sucks every single day for the next couple of days, and I'll discuss the period on how long you should be doing a dopamine detox for. Get a minimum of 45 minutes of exercise 6 days out of the week, okay? When you are putting your body intentionally through physical exercise, your brain starts to build up callus, meaning your brain will realize that you're about it, if that makes sense. You're building this identity that you're becoming who you want to be. And the last and final non-negotiable is that you should avoid all entertainment possible. So meaning no YouTube, no Spotify, no Instagram, no social media at all. Stay away from that, because that is just poison. Now, I understand you're watching this on a social media platform, but then you can take action and just get off it for a while, just so you can reset your dopamine levels. Now, another thing I would also recommend for you to do, which is not a non-negotiable, but I would also recommend for you to do 5 minutes of meditation every single day during the dopamine detox. Now, you may be wondering, well, that's great. I want to start doing my dopamine detox, but how long do I do it for? And the realistic answer is do it for as long as you want to do it. Now, there have been extreme examples of people doing dopamine detoxes where they literally avoid all contact with people because that made them feel good. Now, I'm not telling you to become a monk and just avoid every single pleasure known to man. Like, obviously, I still know that you have family and you get enjoyment and pleasure from staying with your family, being with your kids, doing whatever you do to interact with people. The extreme cases, though, are, as stated, they're extreme cases. What I would recommend for you to do, though, is just to stay away from most entertainment. Don't try chase entertainment. If you feel like you're bored, don't go looking for entertainment, if that makes sense. And you can do it for as long as you want to do it for. The way I like to think about this is the shorter you do it, the more extreme the dopamine detox has to be. So if you want to do it for a week, you have to cut out everything that makes you or gives you pleasure. If you want to do it for forever, just limit the pleasure that you are getting from certain things. So instead of watching Netflix 5 hours out of the day, that's an extreme example, limit it down to only 1 hour or 30 minutes. All I'm saying is just limit your exposure to that dopamine feeling. And always, and this is the most important thing, no matter how long you're doing it for, make sure that you pursue pain and do something that sucks and do something that you don't want to do, because that will build character and it will callous your brain, as David Goggins says. So with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you gained some value, and I hope that you're going to take some actions towards eliminating this hedonistic lifestyle that most of us live nowadays. This video is probably a sign for you to make a change and just give up all these useless hours spent on social media and on your phone and chasing entertainment. Now, if you gained some value from this video, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like and maybe leave a comment and subscribe, because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free. And you will also stay up to date on some of the most latest content that I will be posting, and I will be posting a lot more on this channel. With that being said, hope you have a nice day.